keeping buckets. The other thing is I'm dumping pretty high over the trucks. I'm dumping fairly slow. There's a reason for that. I'm sitting on peat moss, so basically 3 feet, 4 feet of like really spongy, dry, shitty, topsoily stuff. And then underneath that, there's some really sandy, wet, almost clay but still sand type material. And I can't sit on the gray sandy stuff. It's basically hard until you move a little tiny bit, so you see it crumbles nice, but once you agitate it a little bit, the moisture comes up and I fall right down until I'm basically dragging the back of my counterweight. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using a little bit of root structure in the peat moss to hold myself up. So you notice that my movements are really smooth, no jerking, no bouncing motion in the hoe. And I'm just taking little slice cuts, working my way down. The other reason why I'm dumping high is whenever I boom down and then stop, get that kind of jerk down motion on the front of my tracks. And if I break through this, then I'm done. Basically go all the way to the bottom. It took me probably 3 or 4 minutes to climb up this. You'll see that stuff that I left there. It's because the material is so poor that you can't climb steep. You basically have to drag your sunk tracks all the way through. By the time I got up top, I couldn't reach the stuff at the toe of my ramp. So that's why that's there. So now the dozer has to come over and push that over to me. So the slow and steady, this one, gonna win the race for sure. Also trying to keep it so that I'm not going too deep, so on my next bench the trucks aren't too low, but I gotta get enough of the shit out that the trucks aren't stuck the whole time.
Hey, Sean? Hey, where Aaron's at there, are we squeezing that water right across to the gravel edge now, or are we leaving that little trench there? Because the hole is pretty much filled, it's just a straight trench left. We're usually out now. 10-4.
Watched my Trenching 101 with Jason video. If you haven't, you should go watch it because it's awesome. And Burnout is in there and he's pretty awesome most of the time. No, just kidding, he's always awesome. I'm also using that same technique of slicing my way down, so that way if anything falls off my top layer, it'll get caught on my bench that I cut rather than down to where the trucks are driving. The other thing you'll notice is the position of my tracks. So rather than sitting parallel with the edge like this, I'm actually sitting like this because you have the most stability. These are okay. If these are your tracks, you have the most stability in an X like this across your tracks. You'll actually have a bit more over the X than you will directly in front of you. So you'll see where I stop the truck, it's actually bang on that X. So the middle of the box is dead center of that X. So there's the middle of the X. So the front of his box there is a little bit far forward, but I'll catch that up after. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my heavy cutting and my bigger buckets, and I'm going to put them over top of the X. So right there. So I'm going to try and get most of my dirt there.
Yeah, you can pretty much.
And then when I have that little half bucket to fill the front, that's where I'll come outside the X. Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to make a video here. God.
I'd say that's cleaning up once you hit that with the grader.
Yeah, you battle probably need you to come back and pick up my windrow every once in a while.
Yeah.
Scoop up front to fill the rest of the box. That's where I'll come forward out of my X. So I got the majority of my dirt in the box over the X, and then I came out of my stability zone just that little bit to do that top one.